Good morning, Crystal here. I just want to do a video for Women vs. Freedom. And Women vs. Freedom is a place that I created, just an online place that you can run to find encouragement, especially for moms, because I'm a young mother of 2 young kids, 4 and 1 years old, and I'm married. So it's just a place to encourage moms, married women, single mothers to, seek that freedom, find your identity, and just live a fearless life and create wealth in every aspect of life. That is mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially, and just find wealth in who you are. I decided to create this space because it was just something that I was going through, finding myself, my identity, because, it's very easy and it's normal to forget about who you are and just pursuing your life once you become a mom and a wife. Your focus just goes on to worrying about your kids and taking care of the family and keeping the household together. So that can be very discouraging at times, and especially if you don't have relationships with other women, you can just slowly begin to lose yourself and just slip into, different types of emotions, depression, stress. You feel like people don't understand you. Maybe you're going through some things with your marriage, your husband, and, some people just don't get what you're going through. And that's what I experienced. I decided to create this space online, some positivity for other women as I go through my journey of finding who I am and just becoming wealthy in every aspect of my life. So with that being said, follow Women vs. Freedom on Instagram at Woman vs. Freedom. That's WOMANVS Freedom, all one word. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook. I don't really keep up with the Facebook, but we do have a fan page. But Instagram, definitely. So just a little intro about Women vs. Freedom. But I'm Crystal, by the way. I just want to do a video about being persistent and how to be persistent. And this lesson is going to come from my 4-year-old son. I was really encouraged to do this, and I think I thought about this before a couple weeks ago, but my son is very persistent. And with this day and age, these young kids, toddlers, they're into technology. And, back then in the 80s, when I was born, there was none of that. I'm sure it was thought of. I think that's when the computer first made its debut, but that's all the kids are about these days. So my son is very persistent. And he has really encouraged me and kind of taught me a lesson because lately, we bought him a tablet, a Nabi. I hope I'm saying that name right. And, his is kind of, because he didn't take good care of it, which we would tell him, like, you have to take care of your stuff. Like, it's kind of in a bad condition right now, and we're still considering if we're going to buy him another tablet. So now he is asking us for our phones and me and daddy's tablets. And, he'll start from like the mornings. When he wake up, he'll ask he'll ask my husband. He doesn't really come and ask me, but he will ask my husband for his, and he will follow him throughout the house, like all day, follow his every step, want to know what he's doing on a tablet. And he will ask, can he play the tablet or watch Thomas on the tablet? I couldn't even count how many times a day. No matter how much he gets no, or no matter how much dad says Stop following me. You're not getting a tablet. Stop asking. You're not going to get it because you're asking too much. My son will continue to ask until my husband will finally give in and give him the tablet. So the lesson out of this is just continue to ask and communicate, because my son will do little things like, okay, he may not ask for the tablet, but he'll say, Dad, what are you doing on your tablet? Dad, you got that game on your tablet? Dad, or he'll see a commercial or something, and he'll be like, Dad, you have that on your tablet. Can you get that on your tablet? He will keep bringing up the tablet, even if he's not asking directly, like, for the tablet. So the lesson out of this is just be persistent. Continue to ask. Continue to talk to God and just pray for what you want. You have to be persistent in that. And then you have to be persistent in just communicating what you want and asking for what you want, which is very important, because if you don't ask for what you want, how are people going to know? Or if you don't ask for what you want, how are you going to get the life that you've always wanted to have? How are you going to find yourself? How are you going to gain your identity and realize who you really are? So that's why it's good to be persistent, because my son will keep asking until he get what he wants. And that's what you have to do in life. You have to continue to just pursue it, no matter what obstacles you go through, no matter what discouragement you may feel or rejection you may get, or the fear that you feel inside. Just be persistent. Kind of try to look over all of that and stay persistent and continue to ask and communicate what you want, and you will get it. So that is my lesson for today, my lesson from my 4-year-old son. And I used to hear a lot about, like, before I had kids, I used to read a lot of blogs and things like that about how you can really learn from children, and that is very true. And I have learned a lot. Like, I want to say that I admire kids, because, and I'm sure and when you think about it, we've all gone through this phase of just being fearless and being confident and brave and persistent, because as a child, children have no worries. So, you take them to the park, they make friends very easy. They are willing to talk to anyone. Well, not just anyone, but when it comes to kids and making friends and going to the park, they'll begin to play with other kids with no worries or cares in their heart. Like, and as adults, that's what we do. We become fearful and we begin to think about what other people may think. Oh gosh, I can't step to them. Or you may feel intimidated by others, or just different things. And kids aren't like that. They're very brave. They make friends very easy. They're fearless. They're very persistent, because they will continue to ask for what they want until they get it. And that's how you have to be in life as an adult. Just, if you want the outcome, it's not going to be easy, but you have to do what you have to do to get there. So no matter how many no's you get, no matter how the other person reacts, no matter the fear that you feel in your heart, the discouragement, if you get discouraged, you have to learn to look beyond that and just continue to ask and pray for what you want. Talk to God, and then as an individual, get that strength and that confidence in that fearless mindset to pursue what you want no matter what. Remember that there is a time and season for everything. So you may feel like you've been asking for something for a very long time and you haven't received it. And maybe it's because God is not ready to give you what you're asking. Because in my other video about being prepared, are you prepared? Maybe you're asking for these things and you're not preparing. You're not being persistent in your preparation. I'm preaching to myself here. You're not being persistent in your preparation. So maybe what you're asking for is not coming to you because you're not prepared, or you're not preparing for it. And that's a life lesson for me also, because I have been asking for a lot of things, but I figured out that I wasn't preparing for what I'm asking for. So if it did come to me, it probably would have failed, or whatever I've asked for probably would have ended in like failure, because I wasn't prepared for it. So you have to be persistent in your preparation, but you also have to be persistent in what you like. Be persistent in pursuing what you want. You have to communicate with people. You have to open yourself up. You have to continue to try different things, different routes, different ways of doing whatever it is you're doing, or to pursue what you want. You just have to keep going no matter what. But remember that you have to be preparing for it also. So that's my words for today. This video has been on my mind probably the whole weekend. So I finally got my me time, of course, because the weekends I really don't have to myself, being a mom and a wife. And that's another thing I'm working on, is my time management and learning to give myself time to do things even on the weekend, even though, you know, I should make that time for my kids and my husband. But this has been on my heart, because my son, oh my God, he is just very, like, he does not stop. So if you're a mom or a single mother, or you're married, you know how that is. No matter what type of relation, no matter if you're just a mom or you're not married. Like if you're married, you will have your husband who's very persistent, and then you have your kids who's persistent in what they want. So that's my lesson for today. Just continue to be persistent, and make sure you are being persistent in your preparation for what you're asking for. So just open up yourself up and communicate, and continue to just ask for what you want. Don't give up. Even if you get discouraged, keep going. There will be obstacles. There will be rejection. You will feel fear, but you have to learn to get the right mindset and continue to just pursue what you want. Ask God, talk to God, and just make sure that you're preparing for what you're asking for. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be encouraged, not discouraged. And once again, follow on Instagram at Women vs. Freedom, and continue to be persistent. Hope you guys have a blessed day.